Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. So this is a new series that we've just started. It's that time of the year where us fans are glued up on social media, reacting to daily transfer rumors. So I thought, why not make it into a weekly show? So today, as the first episode, I'll present and discuss all the latest transfer news, rumors, and give my 2 cents. So let's begin with the first piece of transfer news, and that is Alexis McAllister joining Liverpool. So obviously, being a Liverpool fan, it's the first thing I have to talk about. So I did touch on it a few days ago, but I'll briefly give you my overview of the transfer. It's Liverpool's first big signing of the summer, and for me, it's a great acquisition to the squad. Technically gifted player who can comfortably play as a 6, as an 8, or a number 10. So for me, it's a great piece of business. But I hope he's not the only midfielder that is coming through the door. Sounds crazy, but we're dealing with FSG, so you can't put anything past them. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is, yes, big surprise for me, and for many of us, I would probably assume as well. Karim Benzema leaving Real Madrid to join Saudi club Al Ittihad. This is a sensational coup for the Saudi Pro League. Yes, I know a bag of money helps seal the deal, but let's not forget he's the current Ballon d'Or winner. So he's not a player that's living off past glory. But the bag is a bit crazy to say the least. He'll be earning around 171 million per year. But hey, could you blame him for taking it? Not for me. And good for him. I think he deserves it for all of the great times he's shown us for Real Madrid. I think, yeah, he's at that stage where I feel like that is the big paycheck before retirement. So good for him in my books there. Another big superstar that made the move, but not towards the Middle East this time. It's actually to North America as Leo Messi joins Inter Miami. Now, another move that took everyone by surprise, as most of us would have expected Messi to head towards Saudi Arabia and join Cristiano Ronaldo, who also plies his trade there. But he went the other direction. And to be honest, it makes sense. Wherever he goes, he will always earn a lot of money. I think as part of this deal, he's got stakes with Apple, with MLS. So, you know, he's going to earn a big amount of money. But I think for him at this stage of his career, his family comes first. Moving to Miami, where there's a huge Latin population, the lifestyle is more to his sort of taste or to his familiarity, and also being closer to Argentina makes perfect sense. He also recently came out and said that moving to Paris was one of his worst decisions on a personal level, as he was away from his family. So a great move for Messi and his family, a great coup for the MLS, attracting arguably the GOAT to play his football in America. So job well done to David Beckham and the team there. Now, the next move, I'm not sure if this is completely official, but that's what I've titled it as close. Is Real Madrid have agreed a move for Dortmund's Jude Bellingham. Now, my thoughts on the move. Look, I'm not going to be a salty Liverpool fan, so I'm going to be honest to my word. Firstly, congrats to him on the move. I think it is a once-in-a-lifetime transfer. Personally, I'm not hugely surprised that he's gone to Real Madrid. Not that I want him to fail or anything like that, but I think he's probably looked at the bigger picture where if for some reason he makes his move to Real Madrid and it doesn't work out, or he's not happy at the club, English teams will 100% be interested in signing him, as his stock will only rise in the future. So for me, I think it's a smart move where he gets to play his football in La Liga, playing for one of the most historic, one of the most successful clubs in world football. So it's a win-win situation. If it doesn't work out, a move to England will always be on the card for him. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that move. I think it's a good move for his career. He'll be playing alongside other up-and-coming midfielders, the likes of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Valverde as well. So he's with good company there, to say the least. So that's the official news, let's delve into more rumours, I would say. So the first one is Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach and Turan, who plays for Nice, apparently are set to join Liverpool as a double swoop. Do I see that happening? Honestly, I think the answer is no, according to reports. At first, it sounded too good to be true, especially after signing McAllister so soon. Um, I know a lot of Liverpool fans, including myself, got a bit ahead of ourselves. So I guess for us, it's back to reality and realizing that we're not owned by, the owners from the Middle East. We're owned by FSG. So things are never straightforward and seemed too good to be true at the time as well. Signing one midfielder and then having two other midfielders joining the following week. Yeah, it's not FIFA career mode. So I could be wrong. We're still in June right now, so a lot of times for transfers to be done. Still strong reports regarding Turan actually to Liverpool, as apparently personal terms have already been agreed. So if that move happens, for me that would be a great deal. Turam is a great up and coming talent, and he's exactly what we need in midfield. He's a powerhouse with insane dribbling ability, and he's a natural ball carrier, which is something we lack in our team. For me, if he was to join Liverpool, I just hope that he plays as an advanced eight rather than playing a number six to take over Fabinho's role. As I feel like we won't see the best of him and we may even restrict him from playing his best football at the club. So we can talk about this in more detail if that move happens or when the time is right, I should say. Next rumor is another double rumor, and this time involves Manchester United, who have been linked with these two, I think, star performers for their teams last season in Napoli's Kim Min Jae and Porto's Diogo Costa, I should say. Now, I'm not being a hater, but I'm not sure about both of these players signing for United or suiting their team, and I'll explain. So, firstly, Kim Min Jae is a fantastic defender, and we all saw his quality last season with Napoli. The reason why I don't think he's the right player for United is because he predominantly plays as a left-sided centre back in a back four. Now, arguably, United's best player last season was Martinez, who also plays that same position. So, would it not make sense to sign a defender who naturally plays in the right side of defense? I know Kim and Jai is right-footed, but with certain players, they prefer to play in certain sides, especially in defense. So, I don't know, just some food for thought there. So, let me know what you guys think. The second player is Diogo Costa. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been watching him on a weekly basis for Porto, because quite frankly, I haven't. But it almost became a tradition for Liverpool to face Porto in the Champions League. Like, it literally felt like we were playing them every season. So, whenever I've seen him play against Liverpool, he's looked pants. And that's me being very honest. A lot of people have said that he's great with his feet. I think in terms of stats, he's one of the highest in Europe. But the bread and butter for a goalkeeper is to be a shot stopper. And for me, he's questionable. So that's my opinion. United fans, let me know what you guys think. Are these the players that you would like the club to join? Let's see. A lot of speculation going on. Another one that I saw was Bosley to Newcastle. So attacking player from Red Bull Leipzig. When I first saw this, I was thinking, what the hell is going on? Because Liverpool should be all over this. This player for me is going to be a top player in years to come. So to keep it short and sweet, I hope he doesn't join Newcastle. He has gone on record to talk about his admiration for Klopp. So I hope FSG are listening, because Szoboszlai in the Liverpool midfield, he transformed us straight away. He's so versatile as well. He can play in a number of roles, amazing technical ability, and he has a lethal shot, and he scores a lot of goals quite frequently. So that signing for me would be a very exciting signing as a Liverpool fan. So I'm praying that he doesn't join Newcastle, because if he joins that club, yeah, they're making the right acquisition. So we'll see how it goes. Just a few more rumours to cover. So we've got Chiesa linked with Bayern and Liverpool for 30 million. Obviously, we know the player. He had a great spell with Italy a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, he had a very serious injury. I think it was about a year ago, 18 months ago for Juventus. And he's slowly been embedded to the team. But I don't feel like he's playing to that same level that we saw him a few years ago. So, in regards to this move, I don't see any legs in it, to be fair. 30 million seems very cheap. Um, I know Juventus are going through some issues within the club and may have some financial restraints right now, so they may need to sell players. If he was available, I'll take that hands down. He'd be a great player to cover Salah on the right hand side, but can also play left or in the middle. Um, Bayern might be looking to add another player as they've already transfer listed the likes of Sadio Mane, who's not had the best of seasons at the club. So, interesting rumor. Me personally, I think it's paper talk. I don't see any legs in it whatsoever. Just got a couple comments here from King 93 Water. I think Kim Min-jae would be a good sign for Man U. Good shot stopper. But where do you think he'll fit with the likes of Martinez and Varane? So that's what I was just alluding to earlier on, because unless Man United are changing formation where they're playing a back three, that could kind of work, where you've got Martinez on the left-hand side, you've got Kim Min-jae in the middle, and then you've got Varane on the right-hand side. That would be a good sort of back three. But from what I've seen last season, they didn't really play a back three that much. So it's an interesting one. I feel like they're probably signing him to play on the right side of the defense, which I haven't seen him play. I've seen him on the left side of the defense for Napoli. So you would expect, being a right foot player, he should naturally fit there. But, we've seen players in the past where, you've got the likes of wingers like a Mo Salah. Just because he's left foot doesn't mean he'll be great in the left wing. So, so yeah, I think he's a good player. I think because he's available, I believe he has a release clause of 40 million, I think it is. So that might be the reason why they're going after him. But if they sign him, he's a fantastic player. I just don't know if he's the right fit. I feel like there may be other players that they could have targeted. But, let's see how it goes. It's still early days in terms of this rumor. Brush, as I said, like, share, and sub. Thank you, Brush. As always, appreciate your support. So let's go into the next rumor. So Ugarte, Sporting Lisbon midfielder, rejects Chelsea for PSG. So I'm not sure if this is official now, but I think there are some legs in this that is very close to being sealed. Ugarte was the midfielder that was linked to a lot of Premier League clubs, Liverpool being one of them. But I think the release clause was around 50 million, so that didn't suit FSG. They don't really pay release clause. I know they did it for McAllister, but lightning doesn't strike twice in that regard. So, with regards to him rejecting Chelsea, yeah, I think for Chelsea it's a disappointment, because I believe him and Enzo as a midfield double pivot would have been fantastic. It would actually probably be one of the best midfields in the Premier League, in my opinion. So they would have had to build everything to that midfield. So PSG, that's a great signing for them. It's a coup. They've not had a proper defensive mid for a very long time. I know you've got the likes of Pereira, who plays there sometimes. You've got Verratti, but I feel like Verratti is better playing as more of a deep playmaker rather than being that defensive number 6. So I think it's a great move for the player and the club. Obviously, Chelsea back to the drawing board. I'm sure they've got a lot of targets listed anyway. So yeah, they'll be probably putting 100 million bids for players all over Europe. So yeah, they won't be kept quiet in that regards. Just got another comment here from King 93 Water. Mbappe won't trigger his PSG extension, so he could leave PSG this summer. I literally saw that just before I came live. So I don't know. This rumor circulates every year. Some of us Liverpool fans were quite shameless to, think that he was going to come. I remember it was like Mbappe 2020 and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Uh, keep that in the archives, to say the least. But I don't know. At the minute, the contract that he signed last season was a bit of a bizarre one, where he seemed to have a bit of authority in decision making at the club, which is ridiculous. No player should have that kind of power. I, it's a strange one. Because Benzema is left now as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid go after him this summer. But the reaction that Real Madrid fans had last year, they still have a bad taste about that. So obviously, if he signs, I think it might all be um, brushed under the carpet. It might be all forgiven. I wouldn't be surprised. But now the issue is when that sort of big move happens, it's a domino effect. So let's talk in theory. Let's say Mbappe actually joins Real Madrid. PSG need to find a replacement for that right side because that is predominantly where Mbappe plays. Who would they go for? Historically, they've always been linked with our player or Liverpool player, Mo Salah. So, yeah, that doesn't go well for Liverpool, but yeah, it's a strange one. I feel like there might be something happening. I don't see them. I know there's been stories linking with potentially Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane has been linked with United, but I feel like United aren't going to make a move for him this summer. So I feel like they will probably go for a Mbappe. They want to try and get the elite players as much as possible. Wouldn't quite say the return of the Galacticos as such, but they want to try and get one of the most up and coming strikers in world football. Haaland is one of them, and he's just won the Champions League, so they need to try and match Man City, the current European champions now. So yeah, I would just say look out for this one. There might be some legs on this. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. Do you see Bernardo and Gundogan departing City this summer? Gundogan's an interesting one. I would have said yes, but I don't know. Like the way he's played in the last few months, and it's no surprise. I feel like he's so underrated, but he's just shown his quality again and again that he's such an important player in that team. Finding a replacement for Gundogan is not easy. You don't really find midfielders that are as intelligent as he is, and obviously scores a lot of goals and a lot of important goals as well in big games. I know he's been linked to Arsenal, which is your team, so that would be a great coup if Arsenal were to get Gundogan. I think he's been strongly linked with a move to Barcelona. I can kind of seeing that happening. I think he's been at the club for about 6-7 years now, so he's been there for a long duration. So I feel like a new challenge might be in the cards because I can see Gundogan leaving. But Ronaldo is a strange one because he's always linked with a move every year, but he always seems to stay. I saw a clip earlier before I joined the stream where I think Jack Grealish, who's having the time of his life right now, was basically serenading Banana and saying don't go. So maybe there is something in it. So I'll be intrigued to see where he goes though, because I think in the past he's been linked to Barcelona. Could Barcelona make a double sweep for both players? Who knows? They seem to sign players on left, right, and center, and with ease as well. So, to answer to your question, I can definitely see Gundogan leaving. If I was City, I would keep hold of him, but I think he will leave. Bernardo, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any rumors, and I feel like he might stick around after winning the treble as well. Who knows? It's an interesting one. So let's go on to the next rumor. So this one, Man United to bid 80 million for Mason Mount. Now, a lot of Liverpool fans have been pleased about this rumor because we were continuously linked with him. And it was quite a mixed reception. A lot of Liverpool fans were like, oh, tactically, he will be a great fit for Liverpool. And I agree. I do think he would have been a great fit for the club. But at a price. I think we were interested to pay in around 40 million, which for me is the right value considering that he has 1 year left on his contract. Now, United have been linked with an 80 million move for him. Um, yeah, they're getting taken for mugs if they pay that price because that is ridiculous. Even if he had a normal contract, like 80 million for Mason Mount, for me, doesn't bode well. I know it's probably English tax and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, I'd love to hear what United fans think in terms of having him in the team. I've seen a lot of people on social media not happy with that move either, um, which is a shame. He's actually a very talented player. I think because as fans, we always have short-term memory. He's not had the best of seasons, and it's not his fault. He's been in and out of the team, and in and out of a team that's been pretty poor, to say the least. So, um, yeah, it's interesting. I do think there is some legs in this rumor. The fee, I'm not sure about the fee because if that is what is paid for Mason Mount, yeah, Chelsea got one up on Man United there. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. I think Gundogan is going to Spain. If he does go, agreed. No shot at Arsenal, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I know he was linked with Arsenal, I think, a couple of months ago. And I do see him going to Spain because he's played in Germany, he's played in England, he's been at England for 6-7 years. So for him, it makes sense to try new ventures, go to a different league, and play for another historic club as well. So yeah, I think a move to Barcelona will be a good one as well. So yeah, I think that definitely makes sense. So we've got another rumor here. Liverpool and Chelsea interested in Gabri Veiga. So if you're not familiar with this player, he plays for Celta Vigo. He is an attacking midfielder, predominantly plays on the right side of midfield. Versatile, can play on the left wing, can play on the right wing, can play as a number 10 as well. He actually scored the crucial goals on the last day of the La Liga season and managed to help Celta Vigo stay up in the league. And he scored those goals against Barcelona. So as a young 18, 19-year-old to take that pressure on his shoulders and help his team escape relegation, that's real character right there. So I've seen him. I've seen a few videos of him. He looks a talent, to be fair. I believe he has a release clause of around 35 million. A lot of interest. So I've written Liverpool and Chelsea. I know Newcastle have been added to that list as well. He's definitely a hot prospect. I think he will be sought after in the summer. I do hope Liverpool, obviously, because of what I'm saying, I do hope he joins Liverpool. In terms of Chelsea, he actually could be a good replacement for Mount. Stylistically, they have a similar game in terms of being predominantly on the right side. Newcastle as well, but I feel like Chelsea and Liverpool would be more suited. Yeah, I do see the player moving. I'm just not sure where at this stage. So, yeah, an interesting one to say the least. Another rumor, Declan Rice. Who will Declan Rice join in the summer? So, Declan Rice has been in celebration mode, just like Jack Grealish, after winning the Conference League with West Ham last week. So, I've seen a couple of videos here and there where he's told like local fans that I'm all West Ham, which is all good and well, but I see him leaving the club. If he doesn't, that would be actually a big surprise. That'd be a big call on his part. Who do I see him joining? I know he's been linked with Bayern Munich due to Thomas Tuchel being there. Obviously, Arsenal have been strongly linked with him. You've got Chelsea. He used to be a Chelsea youth player back in the day. And I think Liverpool as well, but Liverpool reports they're not very strong, to be fair. So I can see him staying in London. I think that would be one of his sort of requirements or way of thinking to stay closer to family and stuff, which is fair enough as well. I think either Arsenal or Chelsea would be a good move. Chelsea have just missed out on Ugarte, so having Declan Rice to take that role as well. I think Declan Rice and Enzo Fernandez in a double pivot that'd be a great midfield as well. and Arsenal as well. Arsenal be linked with Caicedo and Declan Rice, so that becomes like a partnership. That's another formidable one as well. So I do see him leaving this summer, despite the comments that he's made with local fans. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Where do you see Declan Rice joining, or do you actually see him staying at West Ham? Love to hear from you guys. This will be the final room of today. So it's Kante and Zaha off to Saudi Arabia. So I don't know if there's any official news, but yeah, the salary that these boys are getting offered, I don't blame him, to be fair. Kante has just been a bit unlucky in terms of injuries. He probably wants a fresh move away from Chelsea. Not known to be, all about the money, but he's getting a good salary package there. I believe it's 100 million a season. And you've got Wilfred Zaha as well. I think he's been offered 50 million a year. Kante has been linked to Ittihad, so that's the same club that Benzema had gone to. And Zaha is going to Allister, which is the club that Ronaldo plays for. So at this stage, it's all rumors. We all know that Saudi Arabia have invested 20 billion into the league to try and attract the best talent in world football. So there will be a lot of players joining the league this summer, in my opinion. Interesting who goes there. I think a lot of the free transfers or free agents, I should say, will be targeted. So yeah, it remains to be seen who goes there. It's very sort of exciting time, especially if you're a football follower from the Middle East. But even this as a neutral fan, because there's always been that sort of period of time where certain parts of the world seem to attract certain players. So we had MLS at one stage, then it was the China Super League as well, and now it's the Saudi Pro League. So yeah, it's become the new trend now to go to these certain places. And I don't blame these players. I would have probably done the same thing as well. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be seeing more rumors circulating in days and weeks to come. So we'll definitely highlight that in the next episode. And that wraps us the show today. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you to King Knight Free Water, Brush, and Madison Smith for your comments. Appreciate your contribution as always. The next show will actually be happening tomorrow as I analyze another rumor that circulated in the past day or so surrounding Bayern Munich's Benjamin Pavard, who's actually been linked to a move to Liverpool. So I'll be analyzing his sort of tactical approach, and I feel like would he suit the team or not? So that will be something I'll go into in more detail. So make sure to tune in. Follow me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter at Ozzie FTP, or you can follow me on Instagram at Ozzie.ftp. So until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.